caught a huge amount of electricity in the greater political economy. And then Trump embraced Bitcoin and embraced crypto, and the crypto community and the Bitcoin community embraced Trump. That took us into the November 5th elections, and two things kind of happened around that time frame. On October 30th, Microstrategy announced our 21-21 plan. We had basically gone and done one convert, a second convert, a third convert, a fourth convert, and a few $1 billion of ATM issuance. So we had raised quite a bit of capital, but we were doing it piecemeal, quarter by quarter, and we decided it was time for us to be more strategic. So we announced a $21 billion equity shelf registration and a $21 billion fixed income plan over 3 years. That was the biggest equity shelf registration in the history of capital markets. So no one ever sold $21 billion of equity like that, ever, right? And that kind of flies past some people, because it's like, what I'm saying is, like, out of every company, ever.
Right.
Never done before.
The Bitcoin demand, and the Bitcoin company did it.
Yeah, one Bitcoin company did it. And of course, we did it because we have the world's best use of proceeds, right? The first time in human history, you have a commodity that returns higher than the S&P with higher volatility than the S&P. So you have 60 vol, 60 ARR on Bitcoin going for many years versus 15 for the S&P. Now you had a commodity, high vol, high performance. You can put 100% of your balance sheet. Well, that means in theory you can issue infinite equity, right? I mean, as long as you can return more than the S&P. Every other commodity, I mean, real estate, art, gold, it's 10 vol, 10 ARR, 7 vol, 7 ARR, 5. So everything other than Bitcoin was always less than the cost of capital. MicroStrategy, we kind of discovered a crypto reactor that could be fueled by Bitcoin, and we put a crypto reactor in the middle of our company. It's kind of like turning on a nuclear reactor or horseless carriage. And that's what we learned in 2024, and we came in October 30th, and we said, this is what we're going to do. And that was very well received by the capital markets. That was a big success.
Yeah.
And the day after we did that, our stock outperformed every Magnificent Seven company, and our stock outperformed every Bitcoin company and outperformed Bitcoin. And that was a very important signal to the market, which is the capital market's going to line up behind an operating company to pursue a Bitcoin treasury strategy.
In size.
Yeah, in size. Yeah. So we were ready to go. The market kind of started to take off, and then we get to November 5th. And at 8 p.m. on November 5th, Bitcoin is high 60s, and nobody knows whether it's going to be a blue sweep or a red sweep or a red and white and blue or a split. And really the timeline is, if you get a blue wave, Bitcoin's going to grind up 20 to 40% a year against resistance. The rest of the digital assets industry is going to trade sideways, under onslaught, gradually, and who knows, hoping, just fighting on.
Could be bad, yeah.
Yeah, it could be bad. But with a red wave, and by 8 a.m. the next morning, we knew there was a red sweep of Congress, the Senate, the House, and the White House. At that point, Bitcoin is going to surge up 40, 60, 80%. The digital assets industry